welcome viewers, or welcome back to anyone that's subscribed. We are going to pull in just here because these windows, especially the windscreen, you can see where the wipers have been. Very dirty. So I'll see if I can do something a little fancy and almost do like a little transition where I can, yeah, try and do something a little fancy. You'll see what I'm doing anyway. Oh my, are we even going to get us? Why is there cars parked in here? Pretty sure neither of those are going to be diesels. Alright, we'll see if we can just do a little transition. And there we go. Do I look fancy now? Can I do the little transitions? At least we've got a clean windscreen. Not as clean as this guy though. He's down here. I mean, good on ya. But he's there scrubbing his bloody rims and he's giving his truck a whole wash in the fucking truck zone. Go, mate. Yeah, had your rag out and he was fucking going around washing all his rims and his tanks. What in the world is going on here? Maybe I should have gone around. No, we got plenty of room. Not a real... here's the same bloke. I'll let him go again. Not a real eventful week. I had someone comment, it was a while ago, and for obvious reasons, I don't remember your name. But he said, you over dramatise everything. What do you talk about this and that? And okay. If you still watch, to give you context to this one person. Hi people. Okay, I won't even over dramatise it. Hi people. Had a really good week this week. Everything went well. We didn't break down. Thanks for watching the video. No one would tune in for that. So if that's your idea about me getting overexcited and telling stories the way I tell them, you don't have to watch. But yeah, like I said, a bit of an uneventful week. Everything went good. Everything went to pretty much to plan. I'm running pretty well on time today, at least. And but I thought, look, I'll still share a few things with you. The first thing I sort of did see, it was a weird animal. I don't know what it was. Now I'm sure, well, unless you only live in the city or you're from somewhere else, you know, from a different country, but you see the signs on occasions on the side of the road, you know, kangaroos or whatever, but you see the koala signs. Now I've only ever seen one koala on the side of the road. Quite often you'll see the koala signs, but you don't see them. Tell me this, people. I could just Google it, but I'd rather just, you know, if you've got that knowledge, then share it with me. Do koalas go into hibernation? Do they, because it's winter, do they just all of a sudden say, nah, we're going to go to sleep for 3 months? I don't know. But I swear I saw a koala. However, it was on its back, like this. He was having a good sleep. He was dead. But this thing, it had a fucking tail, so it wasn't a koala. It looked like a, look, not that we have them, but it looked like a fucking raccoon's tail. It was a big bushy thing. It looked like a koala, 4 short stubby legs. It was on its back. Couldn't see its head because I was sort of coming up toward it this way, and it was, yeah, head was that way. Had 4 short stubby legs. Wasn't a wombat. It was grey, but it had a bushy tail. I don't know, maybe it was just, maybe it got hit, you know, it was roadkill, and, you know, maybe that was part of its back all ripped off. I don't know. I don't want it, let's not get too grim. But yeah, is there an animal out there like that? A koala with its long bushy tail? It was way too big to be a possum. We don't have raccoons. Yeah, I don't know. But this week it's just going to be animal stories, animal questions, animals, because that was on the way down to Melbourne, and I'm going down there and I'm delivering at a place, and I was like, I know they work till 12 o'clock. Their cut-off time, they say, if you're not there by like 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night, we're not unloading you. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, hey, if I can make it to your yard, and then I'll just park up in the yard that way, then I'll just reverse straight in the morning, that'll do me. Anyway, I was like, I know they work till 12 o'clock. And I just punched in a GPS. I know where I'm going, but I punched in a GPS and it was telling me like 11:54. And I was like, oh, okay, yep, we'll make it. Then you know, get a, like, this is right in Melbourne, you get a few sets of traffic lights and all of a sudden it's like 11:56, 11:58. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to be cutting it fine. Anyway, I'm coming up to this place, making sure there's no one coming up on the inside there. I'm coming up to this place, and I was like, oh, is this gate open? Is this gate open? Yeah, the gate's open. So I turn in, and yeah, within 2 minutes, everyone had left. They didn't bother me. Obviously, they either knew who I was, or they just like, we'll just lock him inside here. We'll lock him inside our yard. He'll be right. But yeah, I drove in, they saw me, I gave them a little wave, and then yeah, they've got in their cars and left. Right on 12 o'clock, they're out. So yeah, that was a good thing. I sort of made it there by 12 o'clock. Like I said, right on 12. I pulled up there, and it was like probably 11:59 when I pulled up. And anyway, then I talked to one of the guys the next day. He's only a young fella. He's probably 24, 25, 23, thereabouts. He's young. He's a boy. Anyway, he said, oh, you got here early this morning? I said, yeah, I parked up, you know, just right out the front there. And he said, oh, you see the big cats? I said, what big cats? And he says, yeah, well, we used to have other cats. Like, you go to any big industrial place, like, there's always cats, you know. Like. Anyway, he's like, oh, yeah, but now there's these big cats. And I was like, what do you mean by big cats? You know, all I'm sort of thinking is, ooh, you know, is it black leopards? Are they real? And he's like, oh, I think they're foxes. I went, oh, well, nah, I didn't see any foxes. And he goes, no, well, I don't know, yeah, they're here. And I was like, oh, shit. No, I didn't see any. I've never seen them. But, no, I have to keep an eye out. I don't know whether, I don't think foxes are in the cat family. I don't know what they are. Whether they're in the cat family or the dog family or are they a marsupial or... I don't know what the fuck a fox is. But anyway, he said that they have them there, so... I said, no, I didn't see them. But anyway, and... I thought, well, that was two little animal-y type things. And then it took me back to the weekend. The missus, she's been telling me there's things in the house, there's things at home, and I'm not home through the week. I'm on the road, and she's telling me that there's things coming inside. And I was like, what do you mean things? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, she's recorded these things of a night time. She's recorded it on her phone, and but it's all dark. if you turn the lights on and all that and sort of stomp around, like they sort of sometimes stop, they sometimes don't. Anyway, it's just a recording, like you can hear them, and they're under the floorboard. So we've got it's like a raised sort of home, brick on the bottom, and then they're raised piers, but we've got floorboards, and you can hear this animal, and it's underneath the floorboards, and it's scratching or doing something. It's building a nest under there. Anyway, why has this guy got in front of me and then put his brakes on? Why? Come on, mate. Why the fuck would they do that? I'm down to 90 k's an hour. What was that? What was that even about? He flew past me. I don't know. I don't understand what that was all about. But yeah, so she's showed me this video, and I was like, I don't know what it is. Like, I can hear it. I don't know. And she said, I've seen it. It's like a massive. We've got a massive rat inside the house. And he changes lanes, no indicator. I don't know if he indicated when he got over here. I just saw the brake lights come on as soon as he fucking got over. We got a massive rat, but it's not eating anything, you know. Like, there's bread on the counter, we've got fruit out, like nothing's getting touched. But she's seen it. She heard it in the kitchen the other night, and then she's got up and gone in, and she's seen it fly across the room, and it's run into the laundry, and she said she's kicking things and moving, you know, and this is, you know, whatever goddamn hours of the morning or late at night. She says, I don't know, but you know, it's got in, and yeah, I don't know. Anyway, spoiler of the story. I get home, this is last weekend. Get up in the morning time, and I look outside, go and check up on the boy outside. We've got a German Shepherd. Well, he thought he'd made a new friend, and he's got a fucking possum. He's got this possum. It's about probably this long. It's a big fat boy. Anyway, I said, the dog's killed a possum. It's got to be what it is. So anyway, we've had possums before. We had chickens years ago. We had chickens, and the possum came down. We had the chicken coop right at the base of this big tree, and there was a possum that lives up in this tree, and it attacked the chickens because I don't know, the chickens might have been coming around, and the possum was trying to come down the tree, and it killed all but one of our chickens. The fucking possum did, yeah. You say possums are nice, cute little creatures. Well, not this one. It went rogue. It fucking killed the chickens. Anyway, so the missus, she's upset. You know, I fucking hate that dog. Fucking, he's a mutt. And I was like, no, he's a good boy. He just wanted a friend. He wanted a play friend. He brought it to the back door. Dogs and cats do that, you know, like cats do that. We don't have a cat, but I know cats do that, you know. They'll bring things home to their owner to show off. They'll be like, hey, look at what I did. I brought something home for you. What's worse is when you hear the stories about people saying that they've caught a rat or a mouse, and then they bring it home and then they let it go, and then next thing you know, you've got a fucking mouse inside. And the cat's like, I'm not interested in chasing it. I've already chased it once. I brought it home for you. Anyway, he sort of sleeps near the back door, and there's the possum there, and yeah, like I said, the missus, the daughter, they're both upset. Oh, check it. What if it's got babies? Oh no, we're gonna have to ring the wildlife rescue. And so I've gone outside, and I was like, no, this is a male possum. It's got balls. It had big nuts hanging off the off the back of it. Anyway, I had a look. There was no sign of any babies or any little, I don't know, sucklers or whatever they're called when they're little. You know, they're probably hanging on to mum, if there is a mum. I don't know. This was a male possum. But it's obviously been coming inside. I don't know, maybe it was just the warmth. There's no water out, so it wasn't coming in for water. But it wasn't eating any of the food. Like, there was apples up on the countertop. There was bread, well, in the, bag and all that. But I don't know. There was no food or anything eaten anywhere, but it was coming inside. So I don't know. Maybe it just sort of wandered in and it didn't know how to get back out. I don't know. But it was coming in through the kitchen underneath the sink where the, what's it called, the drain pipe from the sink goes down into the ground and all that. It had chewed a hole around where the pipe goes, and it had chewed it, so the pipe's that round and there's a hole next to it, so it had chewed out that and knocked the cupboard open, and it was coming, I don't know, it must have got back out through the cupboard because it was outside. So Wolfie boy, he's a good protector. I'll tell you this, no one's getting in our backyard. He doesn't like things in the backyard. He doesn't like some other people. We've had guests over before, and he near knocks over the back fucking door if he can smell someone inside that he doesn't like the scent of. My daughter, she brought a friend over one time, and he was jumping up at the door, and I was like, hey, settle down, she's allowed. She's all right. But I just said, while your friends are here, maybe just close the screen, like the sliding door. Maybe just keep that door shut, because we don't want him. I don't want people getting attacked, especially inside the house. If someone comes in my backyard, go for it. But Anyway, speaking of friends and all that, daughter, she played football on the weekend, and one of her friends was coming to watch. Anyway, I was on phone duty. She said, oh, she's getting dropped off, Dad, so can you just make, like, she wants to come and watch me play football, and can you just make sure that she, watches me? I was like, yeah, okay. Anyway, she says, oh, here's my phone. So she's going to go and train and warm up and all that. I don't know this girl. I've never met her before. I don't know her. Anyway, she said, oh, tried to explain what she looks like. I said, oh, okay. So when she messages, just tell her where you are. So anyway, I'm sort of just looking at the phone sort of every 10 minutes. Anyway, I get a message. Hi, my mum's dropping me off. So I message back and I'm like, okay, I'm over on the grandstand. And then she's like, okay, cool. And you could tell it was a young teenager girl that was writing these messages, because it was like, then she writes and it's like, oh, I've already said, hey, I'm so-and-so's dad. She's out training. I'm over on the grandstand. And she writes, I'm here. But it's I'm H-E-R-E-E-E-E-E-E-E-E. So I'm here. I was like, okay, I'm over on the grandstand. Now, I don't know whether she told this girl what I look like, because I've never met this girl before. And it's a pretty big place. There's a few people there. So anyway, I'm sort of looking around and I'm like, well, I don't know where you're coming from. I guess over that way, like that's sort of the road, and you said you're getting dropped off. Anyway, then she says, Wya. And I was like, what the fuck does Wya mean? W-Y-A. And I thought, well, what does that mean? And I thought, well, surely that's going to mean where you at. So I've poke my head up. I'm doing like the meerkat. I've put my head up and I'm sort of looking around, and I'm thinking I've just got to look for a young girl walking around by herself that is looking for someone. And I see a girl, and I'm sort of like, okay, I'll sort of wait until she sort of looks this way, and I message her, and I said, on the grandstand, and I'm just looking at her, and I was like, okay, she just checked the phone, that's got to be her. So I like do the wave, and I told my daughter I did that. I was like waving at her, and she goes, oh Dad, you're so embarrassing. I was like, well, how's she gonna know it's me? Like, short of me going up to her, I'm like, I'm an old man. I'm not going to go up to a young teenage girl and ask, hey, are you so... No! People would think I'm a fucking creep. So I'll just wave, and anyway, then she's like this. She gave me like a little wave. Anyway, then she's walking over. That's got to be her. Anyway, it was her. So today's comment, after the skate park comment last week, that was fucking amazing. I'll just say this right now. I didn't think we'd have so many people comment. The comment of the day today is going to be WYA. Where you at? Just WYA. I want to see a shitload of comments like that. Not as exciting of a video because we're just cruising down the highway. But like I said, I'm not really going anywhere today. I'm not nowhere exciting. We're just going to go to a shed, going to reverse in, and then we're going to the next shed to reload. Not exciting places. And anyway, so with all the animal stuff, I was like, wow, what can I talk about this week? What can I talk about? You know, and we had the little mystery creature. I don't know if it's a koala or not. And then the talk about foxes in the yard, and then, you know, the dog eating a possum. And I thought, well, is there any other animal stories that I know? And I thought, look, I've thought about this one before, but I was like, it's kind of not really long enough for a video. But since I've already rambled for about probably 14 or 15 minutes, I'll add it into this one, because then it's, you know, it just makes this video a bit more worthwhile. Back when I was at Toll, so I can say the company name, when I was working at Toll, I was a bulk delivery driver, so I was in the trucks. However, there wasn't always truck stuff to do. So I got in over morning time, they're like, yeah, we've got no big stuff. Can you jump in a van and go and help some of the drivers? And I didn't mind that. I was like, yeah, okay. So you jump in one of them big Mercedes vans, like the Mercedes, what are they called? Like a Sprinter or something? I can't remember, but they're the big, you know the type, the big delivery vans. Anyway, if you ever get asked, can you go out and help the drivers? It's, okay, this driver's got a lot on today, or this driver's not going to finish their run. This driver has an appointment, so they've got to finish early. Whatever it is, you go and help someone out. You're going and helping someone out. They're not giving you the good drops. They're not going to say, oh, well, here's 20 things. That's all them 20 packages. That's got to go to 5 different businesses. They're in the same street. You've got plenty of parking. That's easy to get to. There you go. That'll help me out. Thank you very much. No, they give you fucking residential addresses, or the places that they don't like to go to, places that they think are going to be closed. All the fucking shit places. They give you the fucking crap that they don't want to do. So anyway, I was like, look, hey, I'm getting paid to do it. I'll go and help the guys out. Anyway, this will sort of only relate to if you're from Newcastle, or if not, I'll put the suburb names up on the screen if I can. I'll try and do that. So I was going to go and help the Cessnock driver. It's more, Cessnock is like an outer suburb, like you're sort of starting to get out of Newcastle once you talk about Cessnock. Anyway, he gives me, and it was only about 10 items. there was Kersley, there was Millfield, and then there was a heap for the place. I'll try and put it up on the screen. If I can't, then, you know, sorry, but, you know, he sent me out to Quarraballong. And I went, I don't know where that is. I've driven past it. I've seen a sign that says turn that way. Never been there. It's one of those places that you probably haven't ever been there unless you have to go there. Like, you wouldn't even drive through it. You might drive past it, but there's nothing there. Anyway, I said to him, I said, mate, can you do me a big favour? He's like, yeah, what's up? I said, can you put these in some sort of a run? Like, I don't know, because he just handed this tub over to me with all these fucking deliveries in it. I said, can you put it in some sort of an order for me? Because last time I helped out someone else, they've just given me this tub and I've looked at it and I thought it was in some sort of an order. So I've just picked out the one at the front and gone, okay, yep, residential address. I don't know all these places. I'll punch it in and it's taking me here. Now I pull out the next one and I punch it in. I was like, fuck, I've already driven past that. So anyway, I go to it, pull out the next one, and I was like, fuck's sake. Like, unless you're doing this thing, you don't know all the residential suburbs in every fucking suburb, all the residential streets in every suburb, unless you go there. So I was like, mate, can you just put these in some sort of an order so I don't fucking drive past things 4 times? He's like, yeah, no worries. Clint, his name was. Fucking good guy. Anyway, he's helped me out. Now, these, it was like one of them. That's a Ford Transit, but it was like one of them sort of like the large vans, so like a large delivery van. Anyway, all the ones he gave me, they were what they call it, toll. They had stickers on them, so they're signature required. These are not fucking someone's shirt that they've ordered off eBay that costs $20. So you can't just fucking, oh, well, knock on the door, you're not there, we'll just leave it at the doorstep for you. These were signature required, and I was like, this guy's under the pump, he's not going to get everything done. It's not real good if I fucking bring these things back. So I'm going to try and get everything delivered. So what it is, you go to the place, okay, there's someone there, good, here's your delivery. If there's not someone there, and you're knocking on the door, there's not someone there, I'm going to look at the package, there's a phone number, contact details. I'm ringing that person. You know, hey, are you home? Like, is there an alternate address? Can I drop it off somewhere else? I'm trying to get this thing delivered to you. So that's where I was at with that. Anyway, I finish all these other deliveries and I get to this one at Quarraballong. And I just remember it. I don't know what the number was, but it's Stony Creek Road. Anyway, it was like 1300 and something Stony Creek Road, whatever the number was. Anyway, I was like, okay, sweet. Anyway, I'm turning down this thing and it turns into a gravel road. So I'm just driving down this road and I was like, fuck, there's like, I'm just driving through the fucking bush. Like, there's nothing here. I hope I fucking, like, and I'm like, look, if worst case scenario, I can turn around. I'm not in a fucking truck. I'm not in a semi-trailer or nothing. But I'm like, well, I hope I haven't driven past it because there's not even anything here. Like, how do you know where you're at? Anyway, you come finally up to a gate and I was like, okay, well, that's like 900. Okay, I've got to keep going. Anyway, I keep going. And I get down to this fucking big farm fucking gate, you know, and it's got a mailbox there. And, you know, I was like, yes, this is the place. And I was like, oh, well, but all I've got is a gate. So anyway, I'm on my phone and I try to ring this guy and I was like, no service. I was like, oh, far out, you know, because you're out in the sticks, you're out in nowhere at this point. So anyway, I've got the scanner, like that you scan the packages with. It doubles as a phone. And I was like, this thing's got a big fucking antenna hanging off the top of it. Surely this is gonna... So anyway, I ring him off the scanner and it rings through. Anyway, I was like, are you whatever your name is, you know? He's like, yeah, who's this? And I was like, oh, well, my name's Shane. I'm doing a delivery for toll. I've got a package for you. And he goes, well, all right, well, where are you? I was like, well, I'm at your front gate. He's like, well, just leave it in the letterbox there, or come and get it later. I said, no, it's a signature required. He's like, oh, can you just scribble on it? I was like, mate, look, hey, I'm already here. Like, you know, like, I can't, you know, because if it goes missing and then, you know, like, something happens and then you say that's not my signature and, you know, mate, I need a signature. You know, I can't. And he says, all right, well, I'm at home. Bring it up to the house. And I said, okay, so how do I get to the house? He's like, just come through the gate and then just drive up the driveway. I said, oh, okay. He goes, yeah, it's a pretty long driveway, but if you just come all the way down the driveway, I'll come out. I said, oh, okay, yep, no worries. So anyway, I get out, I open this big fucking gate, go drive through, and I close the gate behind me because I'm like, I don't know whether you've got any livestock or whatever, you know, I don't want to, you know, be in fucking trouble because the next thing I come out and there's fucking 30 fucking head of cattle out in the fucking road. Oh, this fucking idiot didn't close the gate behind him. So anyway, I've closed the gate. Alright, so yeah, this thing ran out of battery, so I thought I'll charge it up for bloody 10 minutes and I'll try and get the rest of the story finished. I'm travelling up this long ass driveway. And, oh, this is the same bloody guy. I was followed all the way from the service station. Going all the way down this fucking driveway and it's bloody winding and going on, and I don't know if he wanted to get over next to me or not, but I don't know. He's sorry if you did, but anyway, I get up to the end of this driveway and I can see the homestead, I can see the house, and where this driveway, oh no, he's right. So where this driveway comes up, let me just get out of bloody gear here. So the driveway comes up, the house is over here, the driveway goes up, loops around and comes back. There's like a big sort of bushy, sort of another bushy area with all garden and stuff in the middle there. So anyway, I've gone up past the house and come back and sort of parked as if I'm sort of ready to drive back out. And like the driveway, it sort of, there was another then there was an actual paved driveway that went up to his house. I'm like, I'm not driving up there. I'll just stay out in the gravel here, and then, you know, like when I'm ready to go, I can just drive straight out. Anyway, I get out of the van, open the door, I grab the parcel, I grab the scanner. Well, he's told me, you know, come up to the house. So I grab the stuff, and I get probably halfway over to where the house is. It's probably, I don't know, 30 metres away. And I'm, you know, 10, 15 metres into the trek. So I'm not far. And then out of fucking nowhere, there's like 3 or 4 of them, I can't remember, but there were these fucking big fucking German Shepherd dogs. Bounding from behind the fucking house. I think when I've shut the door of the car, they probably heard the boom of the door. And then I've, you know, got 10 metres into the little walk, so I've taken, you know, 10, 11, 12 steps, and then these dogs are fucking gone, there's someone here. There's someone here, let's fucking get him! And I see these fucking dogs running at me. And then the bloke is, at that point, and like they're barking and fucking, they're getting angry, they're fucking angry boys. Anyway, the owner, he's at like the door at that point, and he's like, just stand there. I'm fucking running. I'm already fucking running by the time he says, don't run and just stand there. I'm fucking, I was like, fuck, why'd I close the door of this fucking thing? Oh mate, I tell you what, I was like Usain Bolt. My strides were about fucking 3 metres long, and it took me like 3 fucking vroom, vroom, and I was back at the van, and I'm fucking trying to get in, and I'm fucking slammed, and these dogs are fucking right up behind me. They're like right at the door. And he's yelling at them, get back here! You get back here! Oh! He's yelling at them, and they're not listening. They're just looking, going, we don't know who this is. What's he doing here at our house? Oh, but yeah, that scared the absolute shit out of me. And now we've got a German Shepherd. He's a good boy. I'm going to get all the way over here. But yeah, that's the extent of my the little animal stories I could think of at the moment. Everyone's got animal stories. Look, if you grew up and you never had any pets at all, yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe you had too many brothers and sisters. If you've never had a dog, never had a cat, never had a goldfish, I don't know, never had a bird. Tell me what your pet is, whether it was when you're growing up or whether it's now. What have you got as a pet? If you've got something, if you got a normal pet, oh yeah, I've just got a staffy. Okay, yeah, no one cares. But you know, have you got a German Shepherd? Have you got a canary? Have you got a fish? What kind of fish have you got? Have you got some weird fucking animal? Yeah, I've got a pet iguana. Throw it in the comments. But I want to see everyone comment WYA. Where you at? That'll be today's word. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's all I can say for today. Not much of an eventful video. Not an eventful week. But hey, sorry people, but I'm happy with that. I don't want to take you new places all the time and go, oh, I don't know about this, and you know, oh, look at this, how tight it is to get in here. I'd rather just run up and down the highway, do my job, get back on time, finish off a reasonable hour on, you know, when I finish and go, fuck, that was a good week. But that's not exciting. So if something happens next week, I'll fill yous in. Why are we going 40 kilometers an hour? It's roadworks through here, but it's 60. That guy's going 60 and we're now going like 48. Alright, that's it for today, people. Thank you for watching. If you've watched all the way, thank you. We're on our way to 10,000. That last video went absolutely ridiculous. If you've watched all this way and you're new here, you might as well just subscribe. I don't know, we're coming up on 10,000. Maybe we should do something for 10,000. Have you got any ideas about things? Don't go and check it out, but I did do a video when I got, I think it was 10 subscribers. Because I didn't tell people. I was like, hey, I'm just going to let people find me videos. And I got 10 subscribers and I tried the 10 hamburger challenge. I don't know if I want to try that again. I watched the Matt Stoney video. He's one of them competitive eaters. He's a freak of nature. He's skinny as fuck and he eats everything in the world. He ate 10 McDonald's hamburgers in about 30 seconds. I didn't think it was possible. I think, okay, 10 hamburgers, yeah, okay, I could do that. But in 30 seconds, whatever his time was, I don't know, it might have been like 2 minutes. He did it and it was ridiculously fast. I thought, I can do that. I couldn't do that. I'm a big fat guy too and I couldn't eat 10 hamburgers. Well, maybe if I didn't eat for the day beforehand, but yeah, I don't know. If you've got any ideas about what you want me to, I don't know, maybe it'd just be something fun. We still might do a meet and greet at some point for anyone that's maybe interested in that sort of thing. But we might leave that till the end of the year. You know, maybe, yeah, just wait till there's some good weather or something. I don't know. But yeah, if you've got any ideas for like the 10,000, because we're getting up there. I think we're at 9.8 thousand. So yeah, it's only another couple hundred. And as long as I keep semi-regular and maybe if the videos have actually got a bit, you know, bit more interesting, then people might still join. Okay, that's it. Comment WYA. Thank you, people. Bye now.